When they told me we were going to have both a student and a faculty member, I thought it'd be really kind of clever if I could find a way to connect the two of them. Right? And I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I'll be damned, I could find no apparent connection, except for the fact they both had really distinctive journeys that brought them here to Northeastern. So Nick's journey started in the Far East in Asia, and he did at least some time at the Hong Kong Baptist University. And I guess after a couple years there, he realized he needed something different. And what could be more different than the Hong Kong Baptist University? Northeastern, a private school in the most liberal corner of the United States. So I'll introduce Nick, and I think he'll tell us a little bit about his journey here. And then now that he's here, he spent an alarming amount of time going elsewhere on co-ops and doing other activities. So I give you Nick Fei.
Good morning, and I guess that was right. Pretty correct on I'm a traveler, and it seems to me that whenever a place become familiar to me, I have a tendency of running away from it. So like Dell said, I am a senior in communication studies. My concentration is public advocacy and rhetoric. And I guess I would start from coming from Hong Kong. So for the last half a year, I worked as a trade advisor for the British Consulate General. That's one of our international co-op program now. So if you feel like running a fashion show for Vivienne Westwood, or opening stores for Jack Wills, or organizing premieres for James Bond Skyfall, I actually done them all when I was over in Hong Kong. Wasn't too bad of a co-op, I have to say. So that's more of that of those. The creativity of its Great Week in Hong Kong is actually a business campaign initiated by Number 10, so from the Prime Minister over in London. And they're looking at Hong Kong market as I guess a pilot market to test it out and see if it would work. Just so happens that was when I was interning over in the consulate, and they realized, oh, there's this guy who can speak fluent Cantonese and English, and he studied communications too. So probably would be a good guy, a good person to organize, or really just lead the project and see how it goes. So that was 2 weeks into my internship, and that's when I got promoted to work full-time there. I guess I got lucky. That's a picture when I was organizing the Bond is Great Skyfall premiere at the consulate. And after my co-op in Hong Kong, I came back to Northeastern. And this is a picture in this class advocacy workshop. Professor Greg Goodell is a professor who teaches persuasion and rhetoric, advocacy writing, advocacy workshop. What that means is we spend a lot of time working with nonprofits and meeting with state legislators, lobbying them, informing them on bills that will be debated in the House, in the two chambers at the State House. I actually learned from the Professor Goodell that Northeastern might be the only university that's offering a class like this, where they actually let students to set up their own meetings, to go into meetings, representatives and senators on their own. So we were the only people making the impact without supervision from professor or the teaching assistant. In the picture, I'm the guy whose back's facing you, the one in blue shirt. That's the best picture or the best angle that I could get. Yeah. So we were talking, I guess in that picture, I remember we were talking about coming up with media strategies to avoid yellow journalism, or really coming up with a media plan, writing press releases for the upcoming debate on juvenile life sentences reform. In this class, we learn and we talk a lot about what the bills and policy that are introduced to the Commonwealth or Massachusetts and their impact on us, really, citizens. And because of this experience, I went on and with another group of student delegation to the State House for a day, and again go and meet with the legislators, inform them about the in-state financial aid programs. And in that picture, that was me in the on the left-hand side with Speaker DeLeo and a few other students as well. And this picture is, again, we went to Washington, D.C. to meet with the members of Congress with another a small group of students, and Tim LaShawn, the VP of Government Relations for Northeastern University. Again, we met with Congressman Tierney, we met with Congressman McGarvin, as well as Senator Warren, to talk about the importance of the federal financial aid program. So, for example, the Pell Grant, the Perkins Loan work study, and why even now the sequestration is taking place, why is it important to still keep investing on us, the students, or the leaders of next generation of America, that I would say. So you can see from all these photos, or my experience is really heavily related into public services. It wasn't always like that. Before coming to Northeastern, I always thought I wanted to be Don Draper. Or for whoever doesn't know who Don Draper is, I'm sorry. Well, he is the guy from Mad Men, and he's this, I guess in other words, I wanted to go into advertisement, and thought it would be pretty awesome. And then I came here, I met lecturers like David, he's here with us today, Professor Cisneros, or like Professor Greg Goodell, where they really have their heart in the right place, and really showed us the power of communications. It's not really, that easy as I thought it would be. I guess I overrun a little bit. I'm sorry about that. That's my experience at Northeastern. And moving on, I'm probably going, in May I'm graduating, and will probably end up in a different state with Teach for America. So that was what I meant by whenever I feel comfortable with a place, I start thinking about going to a different place. Just keep challenging yourself. But I guess that's also what Northeastern is known for, pushing your limits.